Hi everyone, Eva here. I'm the owner and founder of My Sleeping Baby, and today is Sleep Tip Tuesday. I'm going to be doing a multiple part video series discussing the most common mistakes that families make when they're trying to improve the sleep habits of their babies and children. So, first on the list is overtiredness. Now, I know I discuss overtiredness very frequently within the group, but I want to spend the next few minutes delving into specifically what overtiredness is, what can cause overtiredness, and what it can mean for your baby or child's sleep in the grand scheme of things. So, overtiredness in a nutshell is when you are past the point of being ready to go to sleep. So your goal is always to get your baby or child down for a nap or for bedtime just as they're beginning to get tired before they become overtired. See, when we begin to get tired, our bodies produce a hormone called melatonin, which is the hormone that makes us sleepy, and it helps us fall asleep and stay asleep more easily. So your goal is to get your child down during that very specific window of time. If that window of time has passed and your child has still not gone to bed, that's when overtiredness kicks in. Your baby's body begins secreting a hormone called cortisol. It's specifically produced by the nervous system, which is a stress hormone. Cortisol is what causes difficulty falling asleep. It can cause night wakings. It can cause early rising. It can cause short naps. And so as a result of that, very often what happens is that when babies begin to get overtired, or they are already overtired, either they become really, really hyper, so they get a whole second wind of energy and they're really happy, crawling around, moving around, and don't really appear tired at all, even though they're overtired, or they get really, really cranky and miserable and irritable, and they're throwing temper tantrums, and it's just not a situation that you want. What both of these babies have in common, though, is that they are now in a state of overtiredness, which is going to cause or can cause a huge challenge for you when it comes to sleep. So what often causes overtiredness is when a baby or child is awake during the daytime for periods that are too long. And that can then cause difficulty falling asleep for naps, which can then cause short naps. And that can also lead to a bedtime that's too late. So it's really, really important for you to be on top of what is considered an age-appropriate period of wakefulness for your baby or child so that they don't become overtired. What can often happen is you have a family that's consistently putting the baby down too late for naps. And then by the end of the day, the baby's state of overtiredness is really, really high. Their cortisol levels are super duper high because they consistently went down for naps throughout the day too late, and then by bedtime they're now wired. Their bodies have unfortunately become very stressed as a result, and then expecting your baby to fall asleep and stay asleep nicely is going to be much more challenging, if not unrealistic. So I'll tell you, when it comes to sleep training, when I hear about a family that attempted to sleep train a baby or child of any age, and they tell me that they experienced 3 hours of crying, even 2 hours of crying, that's excessive. And the very first thing that I want to know in that situation is how old was the child and how long was the child awake for before bedtime? Because I've even seen situations where the naps are timed perfectly throughout the day and the baby is well rested throughout the day, but then bedtime is too late and it messes everything up. That in and of itself can wreak havoc on your sleep training efforts. So in order for sleep training of any kind, whether it's the most gentle, whether it's the most direct in terms of cry it out, doesn't matter what you're doing, in order for it to work, it's absolutely essential for you to be on top of your baby's periods of wakefulness. Make sure that he's not overtired by the time you put him down, so that you're actually expecting something realistic of your baby. You're not expecting a baby that's already stressed and already hyper and already in a second or third wind to be falling asleep without the crutches that I'm assuming he was used to falling asleep to up until recently. So, overtiredness in a nutshell, is a really, really big sleep stealer. And so before you begin any kind of sleep training, make sure that part of your sleep plan involves protecting your baby's daytime schedule, protecting the naps, and protecting the bedtime that your baby needs. I hope this was helpful. Have a wonderful day, everyone.